Coming up, some of our fellow Americans have taken the time to prove that Barack Obama is an agent of Satan. And they say there's videotape that proves it. Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please. Yes, we have the tape. It's coming up. But first, it's time for a couple of holy mackerel stories in today's news, beginning with Lawrence Summers of the Obama administration. He's sort of the awkward uncle the family prefers not to talk much about right now. Summers is President Obama's top economic advisor. During the second term of Bill Clinton's presidency, when President Bill Clinton signed the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act in 1999, the law that deregulated huge aspects of the financial industry and arguably got us into the financial disaster we're in today, the biggest Clinton administration cheerleader for that legislation was then Treasury Secretary Larry Summers. See him over there in the corner? Yeah, that was the 90s. In the 2000s, Mr. Summers expanded the peanut gallery of people who root against him no matter what he does when he served as president of Harvard. First, he publicly chastised Cornel West, head of the African American Studies Department, eventually causing Harvard to lose Professor West to Princeton. And then at a conference, Summers famously hypothesized that maybe there were fewer women than men in the sciences because men were willing to work harder than women. And maybe men were just innately better at math and science. You know, better than dumb little girls. Then Larry Summers had to resign from Harvard. Now, White House financial disclosure forms reveal that after leaving Harvard, Mr. Summers was paid millions of dollars in speaking fees by financial institutions like J.P. Morgan Chase, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, Lehman Brothers, and Merrill Lynch. All of those institutions paid him for speaking gigs just in the year 2008, in fact. Since coming on board at the White House, Mr. Summers, of course, has been a chief architect of the financial industry bailout that has shoveled hundreds of billions of dollars to firms like the ones that were, paying him for stuff until about 5 minutes ago. The White House says that Mr. Summers stopped taking paid speaking gigs once he signed on for the White House transition team. They also say that he is in compliance with the White House's admittedly strict ethics rules. Still, though, this revolving door between Wall Street and regulating Wall Street not only feels really bushy, it's starting to feel not just like the foxes are guarding the henhouse, but that the foxes are both guarding the henhouse and consulting with the wolves and Colonel Sanders on how to do better. Not inspiring confidence. Next up, sports fans, baseball. It's opening day. Kind of Great Recession style this year. Payrolls across the major leagues are being slashed. The San Diego Padres cut $40 million off their books this season. Another 13 teams are spending less this year than they did last year. The one big exception to the recession rule, the New York Yankees, who predictably spent like drunken sailors this winter. As a result, the average ticket to a Yankee game went up by about 75% this year to a whopping $73 for one seat to one game. That's the average. There are 81 games. 81 games times $73 is a lot. Tickets for premium seats at the new $1 billion Yankee Stadium have not sold out, nor have they sold out at Comerica Park, home of the Detroit Tigers, nor have tickets sold out at the new New York Mets Citi Field, as in Citigroup, as in, dude, think about the karma there, change the name. There's one bright spot, though. The long tradition of the ceremonial first pitch was alive and well today in Texas, where the Texas Rangers played the Cleveland Indians. Former owner of the baseball team, George W. Bush, wound up and fired a strike. $1 million arm. The rest of him still being assessed. In Baltimore, Vice President Joe Biden towed the slab and threw the ceremonial first pitch before the Orioles season opener against the aforementioned Yankees. And the mighty and faultless Boston Red Sox reportedly asked Senator Ted Kennedy to do the honors, but the game was rained out. Senator Kennedy will hopefully take to the mound tomorrow when the Sox host the Tampa Bay Rays. And finally, in GOP and exile news, this is Jeffrey Frederick. And he is no longer the Virginia Republican Party chairman. How did Mr. Frederick lose his job? Well, it could have been that Virginia voted for Barack Obama, while Jeffrey Frederick minded the Republican store. Could have been the time that Jeffrey Frederick publicly compared Barack Obama to Osama bin Laden in front of a reporter. Or maybe it was Jeffrey Frederick's beyond-the-cutting-edge buffoonery. Democrats have a one-seat edge in the Virginia State Senate. A few weeks ago, one of the Democratic state senators was apparently about to switch sides, going to the Republican side, which would then split the Senate down the middle. That would give the Republican lieutenant governor of Virginia the deciding vote. They'd be giving up their control of the Senate. It would really hurt the Democrats. Before the deed was done, though, before the Republicans were able to gain this effective control, Mr. Frederick spilled the beans. He used his Twitter account to announce, quote, "Big news coming out of the Senate. Apparently one Dem is either switching or leaving the Dem caucus. Negotiations for power sharing underway." And that was really, really dumb, because Democrats have computers and even Twitter accounts. The tweet tipped off Democratic leaders to what was supposed to be a secret Republican strategy. The Democrats adjourned the session before the switch could happen, and they blew the big Republican plan. Now Jeff Frederick is out of a job as party chairman, making him the 6th party chairman fired by the state Republican Party of Virginia in 6 years.